Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. Let's see what's going. Yeah, red ring, rank 5. Yikes. And here's Wonderbolt. We played him earlier against Ubermenschkind. Probably not the correct German pronunciation. Interesting. A defense grid set in which only one player bought it, and theirs is timing out. So this guy went a long time without any grid. Huh. Adiel Long? I never know quite how to pronounce that name. Huh. So energy matrix is of course like a thing, but there's a lot of counterplay to it with Blood Rager and Vi. I think as player 1, I'm going to try to go third NG, because you kind of need... And also, like, Frostbite is a red sync as well, sort of enables Vi in a way. I think if you don't get third NG, it's tough to get Vi, and like just Blood Rager alone is not that great in Energy Matrix punish. But I wouldn't be surprised to see my opponent try it. And he might well be right. Okay. I guess there is the problem that, like, once you've built Vi, you have, like... If you want Energy Matrix and Vi, you also have, like, 2 blue to go with all this other stuff you need. Ugh. This Blood Rager is gross. Hang on. Should I keep teching towards Energy Matrix? Probably not yet, right? He's just gonna like punish it with more Blood Ragers. I find myself unable to actually buy an Energy Matrix. I didn't build enough drones. I don't know. God, this Blood Rager is just brutal. I mean, I could build a Blast Forge now, but he's gonna have too much attack for that, right? I could build another wall, I guess. And an Animus? Okay, that's something. I can buy him this way, I guess. It's not a great Blood Rager, but it's not too bad, I guess. Am I holding drones this turn to defend? Not quite. Actually, my spot doesn't seem too bad. We're very, very close in attack numbers, but I have more defense, kind of? More drones, kind of? I have, like, the Vi threat, I guess, is the main thing I have. And I can sink all my red into Frostbites. Wow. You can't do that. No way. You're pulling my leg. I think we don't freeze anything here. Well, Okay, so no, that's not true. Freezing the wall is probably good, right? Yeah, it must be. He has to lose an attacker. Frostbite is a bit greedy. Engineer would be more conservative, but I think I do want to, like, do this. Make it hard for him to defend. On this turn, I think we are not clicking the Vi, is that correct? It doesn't really do anything to deny him a single wall. These Blood Ragers are bizarre. Oh, I don't have enough money. I was like, look, I have 2 red and I have a 6 attack. What's the problem? Why can't I buy, yeah. Okay, so this is probably bad. We'd rather make him, like... eh. This should probably just be a Rhino. Tarsier is so... what am I thinking? And then I can attack with this one. Maybe another Rhino? That's kind of greedy, because it implies I'm going to want to actually attack with it, otherwise I'd be building an NG. I guess that's fine. We want to put pressure on, that's what these Frostbites and Vi are about. I wish I could, like, get an energy matrix, but I think that time has long passed. Vi to click wall is definitely correct if he only has 1 wall. If he has 2 walls, it's probably not right to Frostbite plus Vi. And it's probably also not correct if he, like... it's probably also not correct to just click Vi but keep the Frostbite. It might be, though. It makes him lose some attackers. But he's sort of... he's defending with those attackers anyway, right? So... 9 attacks. That's 5, 7, 9. He loses at least 1 attack. So I can do something like this. Doesn't even offer him a Gambit. Well, okay. I take that back. It does offer him a Gambit if he chooses to absorb on Rhino and attack with all his Rhinos. He can get to me, but I think with 2 Frostbites and Vi around, it's pretty hard to imagine him being able to do that. Yeah, these Frostbites have got to be killing him. He can't be happy about these. I guess he holds a drone to defend? Actually, I'm losing an attacker, right? I don't have to. Right? What if I do this? Next turn I'm threatening 7, 8. Assuming I build another Rhino. I think this is just letting him off too easy. I want to make him keep squirming here. Right? What if I do it this way? And say, you know, you really have to keep holding your Rhinos. As long as if he's not attacking with them, then like I'm fine to like just kill the Frostbite? So greedy. Probably just Genji. As long as he's having to hold them, I'm perfectly happy for them to continue living. I should have... Oh. I forgot. I could have used the Vi to freeze an additional one of his Rhinos and thereby get to a Tarsier. That was probably the right idea, actually. But breaching for one Tarsier isn't that great. So let's say I do this, right? I'm actually not breaching this way. But I am killing 4 attackers, which he's not using. He's not using the attackers anyway, right? So what does this do? This kills... Oh, I'm not... If he wants to absorb on the walls, then... I guess this should have been a Frostbite, huh? How's the Rhino supply looking? Oh, he's out also. Yikes. So we're both out, but he ran out first. Okay. So what does that tell me about this Frostbite? Should it be an engineer? Like, the most absorb-full defense for him is to lose 3 Rhinos and attack for 10. Which is perfect, because it means I don't lose any of my Rhinos. But if he chooses not to absorb, he can, like, just lose 2 Rhinos and be attacking for 11. I think this Frostbite is probably too slow. It should just be an engineer. Maybe I was... Jeez, my throat is a little... Ugh. If you're not attacking with these, this is the wrong defense, isn't it? Because you're absorbing less? Alright, muted my mic there first. Yeah, no, my throat. I guess this is gonna be the last episode I record today, huh? Maybe just need a glass of water or something. Oh, I love to see him holding 4 drones. But I have to breach him pretty soon because I'm running out of, like, real attack, right? Yeah, that's letting the pressure off of him again. What about this? I think that's wrong too. So we're both out of Rhinos. I can build a wall. Here, does he absolutely have to lose an attacker? 6, 9. No, he doesn't have to. But if he tries to attack with all of his Rhinos, I should be able to get through, right? I can pick up a Matrix, which should equalize the fact that he'll have more permanent attack than me starting next turn. I mean, yeah, I guess he can defend, right? That's one too many drones, I think. I'm only attacking for 13, and if I do, he's getting no absorb anyway, so that's holding one too many drones. Tarsiers, huh? This is probably worth, right? No. I don't need to kill his drones. I just need to keep pressure on, which I'm not doing. That's sort of a problem. What about Blood Ragers? If I were to build some, would that be good? Maybe should have built some last turn, huh? What was I attacking for? 3, 5, 7? Yeah, instead of these two Tarsiers, I could have built a Blood Rager, but no, I was doing actual damage, right? Yeah, I think now that he's just attacking for 8, I just need to build walls and Tarsiers. Maybe a couple Frostbites or something. Three, 4, 8. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll build the engineer. I'm gonna need some pretty soon, I think. This game has gone in an odd direction, transitioning out of all the Rhino. Like, once everyone lost Rhinos, the pressure suddenly went back down. I was able to squeeze in that energy matrix I always wanted. But, you know, he managed to squeeze out the attack value out of those Rhinos, which means he doesn't need to defend with them anymore. So he has, like, some more defense lying around. I can do this, I guess. How's his wall supply, by the way? Running pretty low. In fact, that's the last one. Good to know. Wow. He continues to Blood Rager. These are probably no good because he's not going to have many walls left, right? I could freeze for an effective freeze of 8, so I'm still not breaching, so I won't. Are these Tarsiers too greedy? Probably, right? Senjis? Maybe build one Tarsier. Oh, this matrix probably should have been 2 walls, actually. I'm not very granular at the moment. But unless he Blood Ragers, which is, like, pretty amazing. Yeah, he can't actually exploit, right? This defense lets me keep 2 matrices. If he Blood Ragers, I get to keep 2 matrices plus these guys. So... yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? No prompt defense left, just drones. Out of walls, out of rhinos. Sure. Well, we're gonna start blowing frostbites on walls, I can tell you that. Like, just to deal 1 damage. It's not gonna be any better, because he's not gonna have 2 walls ever again. What a strange game. Like, a really long one, and a lot of funny business happened. I went 3rd Engie because of Energy Matrix, but I didn't actually get one until way, way later. Like, Vi is, of course, the other reason to go 3rd Engie. You need a lot of drones to support something like this. I feel like he made a lot of not very good Blood Ragers that should have just been Tarsiers if he wanted to build attack. Both of us were stuck on rhinos for a really long time. I wonder if I should have at some point around here taken an opportunity to try to build another Blast Forge instead of like just spending all my tech on rhinos. Like these 3 Engies, what if they had been a Blast Forge, right? Well, okay, I didn't end up building it. I don't know, attacking him was pretty good. Hard to say, I'm not really sure what was going on in this set. Or in this game, I should say. I tried this. If I'd used the Vi, it would have been a little better than it looked. I think that would have been another winning line. Slaughter all those rhinos. And a Tarsier. He then has 7 attack and a couple walls lying around, where I have 5 attack and a couple cycling rhinos and a bunch of dead rhinos sitting around. I could maybe take an opportunity at this point to build a Blast Forge or some Tarsiers or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too much of a wimp, didn't go for it. And I kept thinking the game was about to be over and I needed this engineer more than I needed a frostbite. But also, like, it's not just because the game was about to be over, but rather because the frostbites, like, he's not going to have more than 2 walls at a time. And so with frostbites and Vi, like, I'm sort of over-freezing. He doesn't have enough big targets. And so it just didn't feel very good to get more frostbites. 2 was plenty. But he managed here to, like, actually find time to attack with his rhinos by holding back all his drones. I think that was an interesting idea. But it cost him a lot. Yeah, I finally got the energy matrix. What if he'd tried to build some Blood Ragers this turn, right? Hold back the rhinos. build a couple Blood Ragers. I don't know, he doesn't have the money. I think it's sort of over at this point. Like, I got the energy matrix down and I'm defending quite comfortably all of a sudden. Able to build more attack. While he just sort of runs out of defenders in whole supply. Yeah, okay, well this was kind of cool. I don't usually do too well with Vi, so I'm glad to have won one, especially one in which I felt like I was behind at the beginning. Well, let's try to get a second game in, I guess. Illuminati. More base +5. Green is pretty prominent. No big absorbers. Probably the idea is to try and get Sinestra, but I don't know if you can actually do it. It's pretty low econ, right? If you like... I was imagining like opening Vivid Drone Conduit turn 1. Since green's gonna be so amazing, right? But you can't really build Sinestras on an economy like that, I don't think. Can you? Maybe you can. So you do something like this. Next turn you can build like 2 drones. And maybe an engineer to let you get Vivids. Maybe not. 2 drones brings you up to 10 income. Plus you're floating 4. So you'll have 14. You build Animus, double drone, get out of Sinestra. It's worth a try. It's not a lot of green though, is it? It's just the 1. I guess I'll try it. I don't know. Maybe it's good. It's probably not objectively good. This feels objectively bad. But I like green, so I'm gonna try it. Like, what does my opponent do against this? Just build, like, Vivid Blast Forge or something? That seems a little bit premature. I think you just keep droning up, right? But maybe you want a conduit. This is like an awful, awful line for Sinestra without Vivid Drones. Why do I think it's so good with Vivid Drone is my question. Like, why is it that I decided to do this because of Vivid Drone being in the set? I don't get it. Oh, 13. I predicted 14. Ooh, counting. Oh, I double counted the dollar that I was floating. I floated it this turn, and then I gave it to myself and floated it again in my head. Okay. But, I mean, you can still build Animus Double Drone next turn. Right? And the opponent's not really showing any signs of aggression. So it's okay to be a little bit slow, I think. Well, I don't know about slow exactly, but like I'm kind of imagining now Animus double drone and then like 2 Tarsiers and like a conduit or something, and then finally a couple Sinestros in a row. That all maths out, but I don't know if I can actually do it because he'll be building attackers. Right, next turn TTC and I still have 12 drones. I'll actually have too much green if I do that, right? Maybe I build TRC here so that I absorb a little bit and I have a little tiny defender around. If he's not going to get any green, I'm pretty happy. Honestly, if he just builds 2 Tarsiers, like, isn't a Sinestro right now kind of good? No, he's building a wall. Fine. Or a Blast Forge. That's fine. I'll just build 2 Tarsiers then. Make his wall an overreaction. What's the worst thing he can do to me? Cauterizer? This should still be a Rhino, actually, right? Because I don't want to build a Rhino next turn. I want to build a Sinestro. And I want to have a Rhino to defend with. Yeah, actually, if he builds a Cauterizer, I'm kind of sad because he can click it and, like, reach my defenses, right? No, he can't. It's only 3. I could still get at least 1 Sinestro. I like that he's just building Tarsiers and walls. We seem to have bullied him somehow. Into, like, not using any of the advanced set units. He built a Vivid Drone, of course, but... I don't know if I can actually build another Sinestro, but, like, that's the beauty of Aegis, right? Is, like, you don't have to. If he puts on enough pressure, he can stop me, I believe. And even, like, just attacking with the Rhino is enough pressure. Well, Aegis isn't so great because it's too big. I can't absorb with it, right? I can't, like, block onto Aegis and then onto Rhino. So it'll probably just be Force Field and, like, some more red attackers, like a Rhino and a Tarsier or something. And okay, so we're only getting 1 Sinestro is what it looks like to me, but I don't mind having lots of green. Ooh. Is this slow enough that I can get... Oh, I only have 11 drones! I force fielded 1! Oh no! I should have not built the engineer so that I could still threaten... I don't know, I was scared he might do something a little bit more attack-focused. Now next turn, I think I can afford here not to build an engineer because I'll have a Rhino lying around and I can force field, and that way I can, like, threaten another Sinestro plus a force field next turn if I float the money. I think that should be okay. If I have to, I can hold Rhinos, although I haven't counted it out, and really I should have. Okay, I like to see Tarsiers because they're not attacking me next turn. And next turn is when I want a bit of a break. Rhinos I'm less happy with. Tarsiers I'm more happy with. Great. So I think we can do this comfortably enough. Feels good, so let's do it. And then for the rest of the game, our green will be devoted to Aegises probably, and we're just like not building more attackers anytime soon. I have enough attack that like his life is going to be pretty sad. I don't understand this Rhino. Like, shouldn't you build Aegis instead? It's the same cost as this, but doesn't kill a drone and has more health. Yeah. On the other hand, you're a bit exploitable here. If I can manage to attack for the full 11, then he is not granular enough, gets only one absorb. Sadly, I can't quite Aegis Rhino. I guess I can do this. Well, actually, yeah, the Rhino attack does matter. It makes him keep just a Rhino alive instead of just a wall. Actually, this is probably good, right? Ugh, no absorb. But I'm only denying myself one absorb, and I'm denying him one absorb also. But I'm also denying myself Aegis next turn. I'm actually getting no absorb this way anyway, right? Oh, I don't need the force field. If I'm not absorbing, I don't have to over-defend. Sure. Let's try this. He's still, like, attacking for 7, right? So I think we're probably playing Aegis, hold drone, build Engie. Oh, I don't need to hold drone because I built an Engie last turn. I'm a genius. Aegis defends. Tarsier's too greedy. Let's just build 2 Engies. Really? I don't think the Rhino's that important to keep. He actually has like a lot more Tarsiers than I do. Like, so I'm attacking for more, but he has better absorb. And I'm not attacking for enough, so much more that I should feel super, super comfortable with my position. I still need to be careful. Wow. Tarsier does not feel right to me. Sure, conduit, I guess. If I can continue not spending green and not spending drones, I'm thrilled. Rhino to defend is great. I don't... Let's see, he's actually only attacking for 7, right? 5, 6, 7... Yeah, okay. Let's just not attack with the Rhino. It's not that important right now. The absorb is more important, I think. Attacking just trades engineers between him and me, and I don't really like that very much right now, I don't think. Good. If we can make him hold some drones back, we're winning. Because I'm defending right now with just Aegis Engie every turn, and I can do that forever, right? Even making $1 while I do it? Or 2? No, $1. Great. So damage was kind of like the main driving factor here. He was ahead in economy and in absorb, but we got enough attack. And I feel like I got away with this turn 1 conduit. I don't think it's actually that great. But, you know, green is pretty amazing in this set between Sinestra and Aegis, and so I don't really mind having access to it. The problem with it is that, like, okay, yes, I would rather have 1 green than 1 gold in this set. Eventually, right? And eventually is the catch. Because early, the green is not producing interest, so to speak, right? Everything in Prismata is an investment. You build drones spending gold to let you get more gold, right? Or you build attackers so that your opponent has to spend more gold every turn. And the conduit, the green is just sitting there. It's not doing anything. It's... And so the fact that, like, eventually green is better than gold is not necessarily a big selling point. In fact, in almost every set, I would say, like, a green is better than a gold eventually. It's just a question of, like, how long does that take? And in the early game, gold is better because you can reinvest it into drones, whereas the green, you kind of can't do anything with. I made the decision that, like, in this set, green is important enough that I don't mind sitting on it for a while, if that means I get more of it. I don't know if I was right about that. I feel like this was, like, not the right idea. I think red-green is just so good in this set that, like, you want to skip blue. And building the Animus and then floating the red is not a good way to pressure me. And I could just, like, not quite build this second Sinestra. Like, I mean, I could have, I guess, if I were willing to lose my Rhino. Maybe that's worth doing. Like, to get up to 7 attack when my opponent only has 2 or 3. And then I can build Aegises, like, to start defending again, or Rhinos or something. That probably would have been right, actually. Offering him this Gambit and just building another Sinestra. Like, what happens if I do that? I say, here, a Sinestra, go. First question, can he do this? Yes, that is clearly within his range. This is a thing that is possible for him to do. He might respond like this or something, I don't know. Probably build an engineer. I can do something like this, or I can just Aegis, which defends but doesn't absorb. The absorb's not that big a deal when all you have is Rhino anyway, right? It's worth it to get out the more efficient defense. This Tarsier could be too greedy, maybe should be a Rhino, I don't know. But it's already getting a bit awkward for him, isn't it? Can't actually spend his tech. I guess he could drone. Seems wrong. Okay. And I'm back to absorbing. I got this Sinestra in. Whose turn is it right now? Okay, it's his turn. I thought that's what this meant here, but I was sort of confused. Yeah, like, defending is real hard. He probably doesn't need the force field, but he should to protect the Rhino. Yeah. So I'm actually attacking for 9. Yeah, this feels pretty good for me too. Like, I get even more attack faster. In exchange, I gave up a Rhino. I think this would have been better. Alright, I didn't do that. I waited a while to get the second Sinestro, which let him build up a lot more Tarsiers. I don't like that very much. But we got to a stable state where... I should have realized, by the way, not to build this second Engineer, because... he's only attacking for 7, which is Rhino... sorry, Aegis, Engi onto Rhino. So I don't actually need, like, a third Engineer here. I just need one more. I can float the money and, like, eventually do something useful with it. Unless he shows that he can somehow break the cycle. Like, I'm stable and he's not. So I should have cut this Engineer and done something more useful with the money on the next turn. Oh, right. I'm not stable because I can't build Aegises every turn. Got it. Okay, this makes sense then. Yeah, and the 2 Rhinos defended reasonably well. Okay, yeah, it's sort of over here. Cool. We completed a ticket. Everyone enjoy some numbers. Oh, much lower than the ones we were getting with platinum tickets. I should file a complaint. Alright. Oh, platinum ticket. Okay, what amazing customer service Lunark has. Very good. Alright, well that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.